In April 1963, the world witnessed the first election of the Universal House of Justice. It was not merely a historical event. It was a profound fulfillment of scriptural prophecy and an essential step in the evolution of the Baha'i faith from a religious movement to a globally recognized religious community. While we celebrate this pivotal milestone in the growth of the faith, it is important to recount the struggles and sacrifice that lined the path to this spiritual institution's formation. The establishment of the Universal House of Justice is rooted in the Kitab-i Aqdas, the most holy book of the Baha'i faith, written by Baha'u'llah in 1873. Despite this clear mandate, the Universal House of Justice was not established immediately following Baha'u'llah's passing in 1892, as the Baha'i community was not yet sufficiently developed or widespread to support such a global institution. The efforts of Abdul Baha after his father's passing and subsequently Shoghi Effendi as the guardian of the faith, though distinct in nature, all played crucial roles in setting the foundation for the establishment of the Universal House of Justice. In the effort to develop the elected institutions of the Baha'i faith, the institution of the Hands of the Cause of God played a unique and often underscored role. Baha'u'llah first mentioned the Hands of the Cause in 1887. In a letter addressed to Ibn Asdak, whom he later appointed a Hand of the Cause, Baha'u'llah asks God to confirm the chosen ones, that is, those souls who are hands of the cause, who are adorned with the robe of teaching, and have arisen to serve the cause. He mentions their role assist him in the work of forwarding his cause, in unifying and protecting the Baha'i faith. The full list of the earliest hands of the cause, or their histories, are not yet fully known. However, to date, we know that Baha'u'llah named 4 individuals to this rank. Abdul Baha, as center of the covenant, named 4 other individuals posthumously, but never named any living hand of the cause. He then gave exclusive authority to Shoghi Effendi as the guardian of the Baha'i faith between 1921 and 1957 to appoint the remaining hands. Interestingly, the guardian did not name any living hand of the cause for the first 3 decades of his tenure. Then on December 24, 1951, he named 12 individuals across the Holy Land, Asia, America, and Europe. Over the next years, more individuals were named in line with the increasing demands of the 10-year crusade, a global plan aimed at expanding the Baha'i faith geographically and strengthening its administrative structures. Under the stewardship of the Guardian, the institution of the Hands of the Cause developed in line with the duties and obligations set out by Abdul Baha in his will and testament. To diffuse the divine fragrances, to edify the souls of men, to promote learning, to improve the character of all men, and to be, at all times and under all conditions, sanctified and detached from earthly things. They must manifest the fear of God by their conduct, their manners, their deeds, and their words. The role of this institution during the time of the Guardian was focused initially on propagation of the faith. They were described as the standard-bearers of the Guardian's 10-year plan. In the launch of this plan, selected hands acted as the representative of the Guardian himself at conferences around the world. Individual hands of the cause were requested by the Guardian to sit on key councils that would support the formation of the Universal House of Justice, such as the International Baha'i Council. However, closer to his passing in 1957, the Guardian began expanding the role of the hands of the cause to a new primary function of protection of the faith. He called for the hands to work in close collaboration with the national assemblies with the primary obligation to watch over and ensure protection to the Baha'i world community. By the end of the 10-year plan, the faith had established a presence in more than 200 countries and territories, setting a robust foundation for the eventual establishment of the Universal House of Justice. However, Shoghi Effendi was not destined to see the formation of the institution he worked so tirelessly to see formed. His unexpected passing in 1957 presented a significant challenge to the Baha'i community as he had not appointed a successor. This challenging period marks a pivotal moment in history of the faith, a period where we will forever be indebted to the institution of the hands of the cause of God. Still reeling from the unexpected passing of the beloved guardian, 25 of the 27 living members met as an institution in the mansion of Baha'i to deliberate and consult for a week about the future of the faith. 2 were prevented by old age and ill health from joining them. They ranged in age from 31 to 96. Many had never met one another. They did not all share a common language. One had met Baha'u'llah, several had been alive during Abdu'l-Baha's lifetime, and some had only recently become Baha'is. They varied greatly in professions, from television actors to housewives, writers to architects. They overcame all this in a shared unfailing love and unquestioning obedience to Shoghi Effendi. From that historic conclave, the hands issued a message to the Baha'is of the world. It unanimously proclaimed that the guardian had not left an heir and had not appointed another guardian to succeed him. As delineated in Abdu'l-Baha's will and testament, they appointed amongst themselves 9 members who would serve in the Holy Land and act as custodians to the faith. The 2 absent members added their signatures to the letter. All the existing national spiritual assemblies from around the world responded, acknowledging their allegiance to the custodians, and the government authorities in Israel officially recognized their status. Despite the breaking of the covenant of one of their members, the Council of Custodians and the remaining hands of the cause successfully guided the growth of the faith over the next years by inspiring a grieving community to meet the challenges of the 10-year plan. They nurtured our global faith and fostered our administrative order so that, in 1963, the first Universal House of Justice could be successfully elected from among the Baha'is of the world. The role of the institution of the hands of the cause of God is recognized in the Universal House of Justice's inaugural message at the World Congress in London, where it stated, "They share the victory with their beloved commander, Shoghi Effendi, he who raised them up and appointed them. They kept the ship on its course and brought it safe to port." The Universal House of Justice, with pride and love, recalls on this supreme occasion its profound admiration for the heroic work which they have accomplished. We do not wish to dwell on the appalling dangers which faced the infant cause when it was suddenly deprived of our beloved Shoghi Effendi, but rather to acknowledge with all the love and gratitude of our hearts the reality of the sacrifice, the labor, the self-discipline, the superb stewardship of the hands of the cause of God. We can think of no more fitting words to express our tribute to these dearly loved and valiant souls than to recall the words of Baha'u'llah himself. Light and glory, greeting and praise be upon the hands of his cause, through whom the light of long suffering hath shone forth, and the declaration of authority is proven of God, the powerful, the mighty, the independent, and through whom the sea of bestowal hath moved, and the breeze of the favor of God, the Lord of mankind, hath wafted.